Okay, Brahmastra. It is a story about the greatest astra that ever existed in this world, and by that I mean the biggest, most brutal fucking joke about this movie. The movie is showcasing god level astra and powers, but when it actually came to using them, everyone was acting like it's a damn joke. The characters possessing them were getting beaten up by a mere handgun. It's like their last resort to end a god level power. Like, yeah, I've tried everything in my power to stop these guys, and now it's time to bring out the most powerful astra of all time, the Glock. Fuck the astra. What? Let's talk about the villains in this movie. Laziest pieces of shit. A chasing scene or fight will abruptly end in the middle, and when the heroes are at the end of their rope, like, yeah, we are basically fucked, Alia. Say your last words. Like the villain is right there. I can see her. I can see her face to face. The villains will just go poof, they disappear, to just reappear again in the next shot and give you a single blow to disappear again. It's like, yeah, you take your time, have some family moments, kiss each other, pack your stuff, move around, make some calls. Hell, add a song even. It's not like someone is trying to chase you down and kill your entire fucking clan. Don't get me wrong, the movie is really visually appealing. They did a great job with CGI in terms of Bollywood, but the story is what disappoints me the most. It took them 10 years to build a story around this concept, which came out as the most generic bedtime story for a kid ever. They just picked the instances like the boy who survived or reviving Sauron, but they didn't forget to add the most important fucking element of the movie, of a fantasy movie or a Karan Johar movie. The love. That is Brahmastra for you. The love angle in this movie is a fucking disgrace in the name of a fantasy movie, which leads us to a conversation about the performance of both the actors. So yeah, that was a nice conversation. Moving on. They're so much in love that there are scenes where she's standing right in front of him, but the protagonist Shiva have no interest in her. He's just talking to the camera. It's like, yeah, do you know how much budget went into our fucking makeup and it's basically a post-wedding shoot or a pre-wedding? I don't fucking know. I'm just trying to get behind the lens or get behind the camera to understand what the hell was going on in the shots. They both acted so horribly that it looked like a classic YouTube dating vlog, which brings us again to the conversation about their performances.
The giant horse cock weighs over 11 pounds.
Huh? Okay, let's talk about the other performances. First role is Dimple Kapadia. The role she had in Tenet was 100 times more substantial than the role she had in this movie. And let me explain it. She comes in the frame and then she basically flies off in the helicopter saying fuck off to every single other character on the ground. Saying fuck off bitches. That's it. That's all you get from her. That's literally it. This little girl from this music video had more screen time than a major member of this cult. Who the fuck is writing stuff down? Second is Amitabh Bachchan. He's a teacher or guru of this cult, and I know the first impression after this that comes to your mind might be like that he's like the ancient one from Doctor Strange or like Morpheus from the Matrix who is just unfazed by everything as they have experienced a lot of things. But the character here in this movie, even though he has seen the powers of Brahmastra more like a stand-up comedy act or something in the name of powers, unveiling before his own eyes, but just doesn't give a shit. Did you even notice that the clip I used of him wasn't even from Brahmastra? He's just a storyteller in this movie and had a fucking astra that is worse than every single one that I've seen so far. It's just a blade that cuts thing, and that too very horribly. The amount of energy that it radiated was like a lightsaber from Star Wars. And when I saw it in action, it couldn't even cut through literal flesh. I almost cut my ear off when I was shaving the other day, and it's worse than my fucking trimmer.
Coconut.
And I'm not saying this, they portrayed it. Even though he's a guru, he talks about concept of godlike powers in a language that not even the kids use these days. In one shot, he told Shiva to turn on his switch in order to unleash his powers. He plainly says that you need to turn yourself on, which I thought he was talking about getting horny or something. But as the scene proceeds, I understood that I was absolutely fucking right. Shiva needed to think about his love to turn himself on. What powers are you trying to unleash here exactly? Which ultimately leads us to this man, the man behind it all. He's the man that fills the gaps left in the story with pissed dialogue. He had no fucking clue about the premises in which the storyline was taking place. He just sits there like Thor in Avengers Endgame drinking his beer, saying go fuck yourself kiddos, I am underpaid here. He just thinks that using ancient words like Astra and Brahmanj will be more than enough to showcase the characters and make it seem like they're talking about some deep, serious secrets of ancient history. But the movie is also set in the modern times, so they need to talk like dumb fucks in order to appeal to their prime estimated demographic. Talking about dumb, tell me one thing. What was Isha's character all about? If you Across the movie, what was she there for? Any idea? What button was she trying to push all the time exactly? Nothing? In the climax, she was just plainly running around the scene here and there, having no clue what the prime objective is. Why would they hand over the most powerful astra in the hands of a human who doesn't possess any power to protect it? In one shot, she was literally trying to blackmail the villain that if she takes one more step ahead, she'll throw the Brahmastra off the cliff. And you know what? The villain for a moment actually takes a step back. We are talking about the same villain that killed every single person that came in her way to Brahmastra so far. Am I missing something here? Let's talk about the main astra of this movie, the Brahmastra. They referred to it as a pizza, literally. The whole movie runs on the concept that if the pieces of the pizza came together, world will break into pieces. But not for a single moment they were serious about it. Well, even the writers were sleeping on it, so I can't blame anyone. The actual concept of this astra was not to destroy the entire existence, but was just to reincarnate the villain of the movie that they'll be showing in the next part. But then why the fuck would you add into the vanishing of the world part of it? Just make the whole purpose of the Brahmastra to revive the antagonist of the movie. That would have been more than enough. It doesn't have any use case to begin with. It just destroys stuff, and it did the exact opposite of that too at the end of the movie when it gave life to the villain. It's the stupidest astra of all time. The whole movie plays it so well in terms of where to put its most engaging scenes. They put 3 sequences at such timestamps that you'll sit there no matter what. The first scene in the beginning of the movie, the second scene is at the interval of the movie, and the last scene is at the climax battle of the movie, not the whole climax. So when the audience gets out of the theater, even though they have seen shit wrapped in glitter so far, they'll remember the key points and say it was okay. And by the audience, I mean me. I said this same shit to my friend. It's just a love story with a lot of Unreal Engine particle effects. And if you think CGI was greatest of all time, I mean, it was good in terms of Bollywood CGI. But if you think it was greatest of all time, Son of Dungeon, Corridor Crew, watch it and then let's talk about what CGI was. This guy is literally training to fight against the most ruthless cult that can even kill kids. And what he does to train for it, he creates a fire phoenix which he never uses in the fight, by the way. One more thing, every single kid, every single person in this camp is trying to master their powers still. But what he does is that one moment ago he didn't even know how to use his powers, and now he's just running around the jungle with background music playing and creating fireballs out of nothing, making fire butterflies, particle effects. Like he always knew how to use these powers. He was just fooling them, trying to increase the running time of the movie. And by the way, all these things that he's doing, all these fun things are to fight against ruthless killers. Let's not forget about that. The song in this movie are more towards the feel good side. I love them. I am not actually saying the songs are bad, but the timing of the songs is horseshit. For example, the song Kesariya. This song happens when these two people are in a hurry to go to Varanasi to save a member of the cult from actually getting killed. They're in so much urgency to save someone's life, but they're like, yeah, we always have time for a fucking fun ass time and run around the city to create a dating vlog or something. This is like a commercial for a studio that animates stuff and create particle effects and also songs. It's like, yeah, put a bunch of dumb shit here and there. Who even cares? Let's talk about the climax. What the fuck was going on in the climax? When the world is breaking apart and everyone is about to die, it's breaking into pieces. The worst fucking character is about to die. Even the guru wants her to die. The main character is running towards her in slow motion with sad background music. All this is happening in the middle of world breaking apart. The world is ending and they're just hugging and saying I love you and all that all the fucking time. Well, there also isn't much that I expect from modern dumb fucks. They're just so good at wasting time. One moment ago the world was about to end, but we always can make time for some romantic moments, you know, some lovely moments. After all, this movie sells itself for, well, first thing, goddamn love. And to add a cherry on top, the world's greatest astra is defeated by the power of love. Classic anime moment. The main characters embracing their love is a visual treat to the viewer's eye, which again brings us to the conversation of the performance of the main characters.
10% may not seem like much, but it's a lot if you look at all we've done with it.